Let's replace the starter on a 01 to 06 Hyundai Santa Fe with a 2.7. Now we're going to replace the starter on this Hyundai Santa Fe. It's 04, but it covers, I'll put the range of the years this covers, is on the 2.7. First thing you want to do is disconnect the battery, because you got a hot cable that leads down there to the starter and you don't want it to ground out to something. You'll need to jack it up. It's best to jack it up to the side. Just grab a frame point here. Just grab a place on the frame and jack it up from there. It doesn't even have to have the wheel off the ground, just jack it up a little bit because it's pretty high as it is. But you don't want to put the jack in front because it's going to get in the way of where you need to work on the starter at. The starter has this shield on it, and I had to take it off on the road trying to tap on the starter to see if I could get it to turn over. And there's the starter right up front. Pretty easy to get to. Your one bolt's right here. The other one's kind of up in this little channel. It's still easy to get to. I've got to disconnect these wires right here if I can get a... You got the main battery wire that's got a little rubber boot over it, and then you got the wire that sticks on. It may have a release, a squeeze release or something. Yeah, I think so. Good enough. There we go. So I don't know if you saw that, but it's a squeeze right here in the back. You squeeze it and you pull it off that stud. Let's go ahead and get the boot off. That looks like I think it's a 12. My fingers get out of the way so you can see it. Pull the rubber boot off to get to that. It looks like about like a 12 millimeter. Could be 14, but I think it's 12. Hard to see and hold the camera, but that's it right there. I was right, it is a 12 millimeter. Just broke it free with a socket and a ratchet. Slip my wire off. The wires are disconnected. Okay, in order to get that top bolt, you just got to you're going to need a 14 millimeter socket and then a 1 to 1.5 inch extension, or you can probably just use a deep well, and that'll be long enough to get you stuck out there to get the ratchet on it. And you just got to feel for it. When you get on there, just break it free and unscrew it. Now it's a stud at the top actually. They put it, which means you're going to have to transfer that stud over to the new starter. But break that one loose first and unscrew it first, because once you break that bottom bolt loose and the starter starts wiggling around, it may be harder to unscrew that top nut with your fingers. Okay, I've got the top nut out and I got the bottom bolt out. So now, let's hold the camera and do this with one hand. Sorry, I had to jerk the camera, but I just slid it back, and now we're gonna wiggle it out, point it down, and it is out. Okay, there's several ways to get the stud out. We're going to try the first way first. You can lock two nuts. You have to have two nuts. You can lock two nuts on this and unscrew it. You can use vice grips. These are like pipe pliers. They're designed to see how it's curved, and it kind of locks in on it. So it'd be a good idea not to destroy that shaft, and if you do rough it up, then at least smooth it back out if you have to, because if you get it too burred up and rough, then it will it might drag going through the hole, make it harder to get the starter on. I'm going to use 2 nuts just because it's not hard, it's just taking forever that way. I think I found a spare nut. which you probably may not have one. You can go down to the hardware store. I would just take the nut that came off of it down to the hardware store so you can match it up. I think it's a 10 by 125. I wouldn't swear by it, but you put this one on backwards. If it's a flare nut, if it's a regular nut, it doesn't matter. But and all you're gonna do is jam them together, lock them. We already know it's 14, so we have to take it off. So you need a wrench, and you're gonna tighten this nut onto that nut, and then just turn your ratchet to loosen, and then you can just unscrew it like that. Or you can use an impact, or if you use an impact, it may break them loose. You can use an air ratchet or a cordless ratchet, whatever you got. And then we can use this jam nut to just install it to the new one. Remember, it goes in the top. Get it snug. Now we got to get the two jam nuts off. Now ready to go back on. This is the new starter that's going to be going on. This little stud in the back of this right here, that's part of where the shield goes on. Like I said, I'll show you when I, because yours probably already has the shield on it. And in this case, it was taken off during the, trying to get it to go on the road. So we'll look at that and show you how that goes on and how the wires connect and stuff. This is not too hard of a process. It's only got 2 bolts that hold it on. And you can see the 2 bolts right here are in the start, like in the starter nose. So that's the only things that hold it on. You look at your connections here. This is your main wire that comes from the battery. And this is the activation wire, the one that actually energizes the relay when you turn the key. That's it. So you got 2 wires and 2 bolts, and of course the shield. We're going to stick the starter in a little bit of an angle. We'll line it up with that top hole. And it's in. Now you got to do is just feed that bottom bolt. Thinking Chevy. I'll run it up there with the ratchet, and I'll put the nut on the upper end, and then we'll connect the wires up. Okay, I've got my 2 starter bolts in, they're tight. Now I'm going to put the positive battery cable back on. It came with a new nut, so I'm just going to use the new nut that come with it. Go ahead and while I'm here and plug up my starter wire. Now I just gotta tighten it. Okay, I had See if we can get. I had to put a screwdriver against the cable as I tightened it, because it tried to twist the cable on around as I got it tight. So I had to put a screwdriver on it to hold it to get it tight enough. That's just a tip in case it does that to you. Before you put your shield over your starter, go ahead and hook up your battery and see if it works, because just because it's new or reman starter doesn't mean that it's a good one, especially if you got one from a junkyard. But always, test it before you get everything else bolted back together. Okay, here goes. Tell. Starter works. Now we can put the shield on. Don't let it get too hot or start burning, because that pipe's hot down there. Okay, to put the shield on, and just reverse order this on taking it apart. Okay, it's going to go in about the same way it came out. You kind of get an angle and just push in there. There you go. And just push it. You got to give it a pull. Then you got to get that stud. Gotta get that stud lined up on the back of the starter there. See it? It's much easier to do when you got two hands. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So I'm trying to hold it up and thread it. I got one started now. Just go ahead and get the other one put in. I just got to tighten these up and the shield's on and you're done.
So what do you think? Do you think this looks like an easy enough job to do, or does it look like it's complicated? Sorry for the bad camera angles. This is the first time I tried to do the work with one hand and hold the camera with the other. If I had it up on a rack, it would have been a lot easier. But I hope you liked the video. I hope it was helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and always check back, because I'm always working on something crazy. See you in the next one.